Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Willie Cuz, and today we're doing something a little different for this video. So this is something that I might do more often. I came across this article, and I don't know, it's just something that I wanted to make a video about because I'm very passionate about this game series, Brothers in Arms. This is the video game equivalent to the Band of Brothers miniseries. I mean, this game was absolutely perfect in my opinion, though I will admit the voice acting has come a long way.
Sarge, I can't get anyone on this thing.
Hey Germans, we're over here! Come kill us! This is between me and Alan!
Thanks for taking those things down. I figured I'd get skewered for sure.
We've got to get back to that farmhouse. The only way is up that road, and I saw Germans in that orchard. We have to clear them out on the way back.
I swear this voice actor must not have been getting paid or something.
Damn fine job, Sarge. Damn fine. Let's get back to the farmhouse.
For anyone who has not played these Brothers in Arms games, and I'm talking about the 3 core games, there's a crap ton of Brothers in Arms games that came out on like the DS and all these other platforms, but they don't really have anything to do with the main linear storyline, which is Sergeant Matthew Baker's story and his Baker's dozen, as they call them.
13 men depending on me to make the right decisions and not get them killed. 13 families relying on me to bring their husbands and sons home. 13. 13 is not a lucky number.
If you have not played Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood, or Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, then I suggest you either hop on your PC and download them to play them now, or go on this YouTube channel and find my 3 cinematically edited long playthroughs of the entire trilogy so far. This is an article by Screen Rant. Looks like it was written by a Jonathan Golden, and this is from last summer, so July 2022. It is currently April 2023, but this is the most recent article I could find anyone talking about this news. So they talk about how Gearbox, which is the company that made the Brothers in Arms series, you probably know them for the work with Borderlands and all of those games. They make a lot of different stuff. They did sneakily announce an upcoming Brothers in Arms game. Now, Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway left off at an immense cliffhanger. Matthew Baker was suffering from like extreme PTSD. He was hallucinating, seeing his dead squad mates, that kind of stuff. Now, it leaves off where one of the ghosts that's haunting him, Leggett, tells him,
This is not your stop. There's more road ahead. Tell me, Matthew, you've made it through hell. How do you feel about snow?
I can handle snow.
referencing the Battle of the Bulge, huh? Hold out a Bastogne. Oh my god, I can only imagine where these games, because they are really genuine to World War II history.
The Horsa glider could carry 30 fully armed troops or equipment such as a jeep, a howitzer, or anti-tank guns. The Horsa was a high-wing glider with a fabric-covered wooden structure and fixed tricycle landing gear. It had a wingspan of 88 feet and a length of 67 feet.
That cold September, 34,600 soldiers of the Allied forces set foot on Dutch soil to embark on Operation Market Garden and take the war across the Rhine into Germany. On September 27th, the combined assaults of the 506 and the 50 Deuce, which included the 101st Recon Squads, were able to drive the German forces from their stronghold in Covering. It was here that the men of the 101st learned that the British forces at Arnhem could no longer hold their defenses against the might of the German armor. They gave their all for reinforcements that would not arrive. This 30 Corps, ambushed, battered, wounded, and dying, would never reach their destination. Ultimately, the Allies were forced to abandon the goal of securing Arnhem, with the toll having reached over 17,000 Allied casualties in just 8 days.
Obviously, the characters, most of the characters are fictional, you know, but they're taking place during real, authentic events during World War II, and a lot of the history is right out of the books. We never got that final game, or at least that fourth installation of the game. We never got it. Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway came out in 2008 on the Xbox 360. At least that's where I first played it. I have it on PC now, which the Steam files are completely corrupted. If you get it on Steam, you cannot save your progress. The second you exit to the main menu, it wipes all saves, all progress. So you have to play the game non-stop. No checkpoints. Well, yes, checkpoints, but if you quit out, like want to take a break or the game crashes, you're restarting the entire campaign. So yeah, when I recorded that long playthrough of it, yeah, that was a lot of work because that did happen a few times and I had to play the entire thing multiple times in a row. So yeah, it has been 15 years since their last storyline game came out. I believe they've come out with DS games and other games since then, but according to Matthew Baker's story, you know, the main console storyline, yeah, 15 whole years we have been waiting, personally foaming at the mouth, waiting for this to drop. Anyway, so it's a third person, somewhat first person. It switches back and forth depending what you're doing, what position you're in, and it's a tactical shooter. You know, you command your own fire teams, and certain fire teams have different abilities. You know, there's a base of fire team, there's an MG squad, you have assault teams, and they put a lot of work into that stuff. Like the weapons that the specific teams have it correlates with their job. Like obviously the MG team is an MG, but the base of fire teams will have stuff like BARs and long range M1 Garands, while the assault teams that you would use to clear and assault enemy positions will have Thompson submachine guns.
Private Zanovich, he has a Browning automatic rifle. That's a light machine gun that's going to be very important to your tactics of fire and movement.
This guy, Lieutenant Colonel Cole, he's a real guy. Look him up, Lieutenant Colonel Cole. This man's a hero. He's one of 2 men in the entire 101st Airborne in all of World War II that earned the highest honor, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
This is Corporal Corian. Corian's your assault team leader. He has a Thompson submachine gun. He uses that machine gun, which is very good for rapid fire at close ranges to close with and destroy the enemy.
Fans admire its accurate portrayal of the time and period, appropriately solemn depiction of war as well. There's a lot of, you know, gore, dismemberment, and a lot of the deaths in that game hit you pretty hard. Like, it's not trying to glorify it in a crazy way. There's a lot of moments in these games that really make you sit there like, damn, I'm kind of shook after that.
I found him under part of a wall.
What happened to him?
Me and Fryer were by their house, just checking on him. The building next to it collapsed on top of it. Just collapsed like that.
Where's Nicholas? Where's his dad? Peter, you can hear me, Peter. You can hear me because you're gonna be all right.
Matt, we gotta go.
Peter, please.
Apparently they even had mobile games, which this article claims aren't actually worth playing, probably not even mentioning, and I've never even heard of them, so yeah, I guess not. I know I did play a few of their Nintendo DS games, and they were pretty decent from what I remember. Kind of reminiscent of like Call of Duty World at War's DS port. Like, there's some hidden gems in there, some pretty good DS gameplay. Like, as far as like a Nintendo DS goes. And Gearbox has had 15 years to recover. Borderlands 3 came out. You know, their Borderlands series went fantastic for them. So they have the resources to pull this off. Now, Gearbox inspires confidence for a Brothers in Arms sequel. Alright. Now, the issue with Brothers in Arms, they note, is not that it ran out of ideas. They had plenty of ideas. Their biggest problem was some of their spin-offs were just really friggin' bad. So the Gearbox CEO, Randy Pitchford, confirmed that the game is in development. He mentioned to PC Gamer and says that it has to be authentic. Those are the words I like to hear when we're talking about these kinds of settings. World War II, I don't want Call of Duty Vanguard's absolute joke of just butchering real history and making a mockery of it. We want real, authentic stuff. So he says Gearbox has been working on that. They're taking the reins. So this won't be some throwaway side project by Gameloft or Ubisoft themselves, which is all good to hear. They say they have unfinished business there with both the fiction and the history, so this may finally conclude the franchise's main story. Hey, that's all we ask for. Also, side note, if you do remaster the original 3, hey, give me a call. I will voice act for Leggett's character myself because I'm telling you, every line that guy said in that game was atrocious. This article also mentions that there's a Brothers in Arms TV show in the works. I have not heard anything about that, but could it have some potential? Possibly, but not really what I'm looking for. I just want them to finish what they started. So this is where it gets to a point that I personally remember being part of the outrage when I saw this reveal. Back in 2015, they had to cancel a Brothers in Arms title because it was not well received at all. The reason this pitch failed so much is because Gearbox broke the World War II rule, which is they botched the portrayal by leaning away from their realistic roots. So regardless of the potential gameplay, the project was already scorned by their fan base. Absolutely right. I mean, guys, this is the title they're talking about. Just watch the trailer. It'll speak for itself.
Drink up, boys.
Was?
It's happy hour. Don't mess with Texas.
Scheiße.
That disaster was canceled in 2015. It was originally announced for 2012, but I guess with all the negative feedback, they kind of held back on it before finally just throwing the whole thing out in 2015. And wow, probably the best decision they could have ever made because, my God, what in the Left 4 Dead wannabe Back 4 Blood meets World War II was that? I mean, seriously, how do you go from this?
They're dead. There were too many of them. God.
How can a man stay focused on life when all he sees is death? I can't get it out of my head that sending Alan and Garnett with Leggett got them killed. If they'd just been with me.
Fuck! If they'd just been with me! Maybe they'd still be alive! Maybe I could have saved them!
Take me! And to the end of his life, there were heroes born.
We wait for the smoke to build! If it screams, shoot it! If it screams in German, shoot it again!
There were things that happened after our victory in Normandy. And there were things that happened way before.
Mom said I can't keep this. Sorry, Dad.
So much had happened.
Keep up the fire, and we don't die here!
So much had happened.
To that.
It's happy hour.
Scheiße.
It's just ridiculous. Thank you, Gearbox, for at least listening to your audience and your consumers who gave you the signal that, nah, this was not it. Either give us our actual Brothers in Arms sequel or just don't make the game at all. Sounds like what they did. Because, quite frankly, I am glad that they did not waste another second and another dollar developing that dumpster fire. They should have just immediately deleted every file they had on that game. The article goes on to mention that Borderlands is now such a celebrated franchise. You know, they did a great job with that. They probably have the money, so maybe now they can afford to going back to the Brothers in Arms story and maybe not being afraid of it flopping. I don't want it to flop. I want it to be a fantastic finale, if it's even gonna be the finale, because geez, they could move on from the Battle of the Bulge all the way into the surrender of Germany, and that could be another whole 2 games if they really wanted to. I bring this to everyone's attention because if this game does come out, and good lord, if it gets so much as announced, like a trailer, I am going to be watching that and reacting, and I will probably be screaming like a schoolgirl. Because I've been waiting for this for 15 years, guys. And I'm sure plenty of other people have too. It's just such an underrated gem of a series and just doesn't get the attention it deserves. Most people who did play Hell's Highway haven't even played the first 2 games themselves. Why they haven't announced officially in a big way, no teaser trailer, nothing, about the fact that they are working on this game. Because we know they have told us they are working on it, but why haven't we seen a trailer, some type of a more official like teaser video to really let us know they're working on it? Their reasoning behind that is apparently the fact that they made Aliens Colonial Marines, I think it was, and that game had a fire reveal trailer, and then the game tanked and got horrible reception. Apparently the Gearbox leadership said they don't want to reveal anything about this game until they have it, until it's like pretty much done and dusted, like closer to a finalized project, and then they can show us what it's actually going to be instead of getting our hopes up or down or any which way. So sounds to me like they want to have a perfect game and then show us, all right, game's ready, game is going to be goated, game is mint, here's what it's going to look like, pre-order now. That's what they are claiming they want, and that's what I'm hoping they do, and I'm hoping this game holds up and holds more than a torch to the originals. I mean, just think about it. What can they do with modern gaming graphics and just like Unreal Engine at this point? They could make an insane game. The Battle of the Bulge, you could be leaving footprints behind in the snow. The possibilities are endless, guys. I'm so hyped, and I hope I actually get a real announcement that this game is 100% coming out, because we're getting a lot of promises, guys. We're not seeing a lot of evidence, though. You know, it's very, very shady backroom stuff at the moment. But trust me, if there is an official trailer, you'll see it here first, I'm sure, because I will be jumping through my computer screen to make a reaction video to that. Anyway, this has been Willie Cuz. I hope you guys do subscribe to join the Cuz crew today, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. God, I love these games, and oh man, I'm praying that this actually happens. If you guys don't know them, get to know them. Either buy the games yourself, they're on Steam, or just watch my playthroughs.